Traveler, traveler, don't tell me you fell asleep walking. And I was right in the middle of telling a fantastic story about the monastery kitchens, too. It is no matter. Look! I mean, feel. We are almost to the caverns. Does the cool winds blowing from the crystalline rock not soothe your soul? How the sounds of the water trickling makes my heart swell with joy. I was quite surprised when you agreed to come here with me. Many avoid these caverns on account of their being haunted, but I don't believe such nonsense. I've been visiting these caverns since I was a little girl, and never have I encountered what people call ghosts. Monsters aplenty, yes, but nothing that a sweet bop to the head with a skillet couldn't fix straight. Oh? My accent? Oh, never you mind that. It changes whenever it likes. I grew up in so many places that my voice took a life to its own. I sound funny? Distant, you say? A bit breathy? Perhaps. We are nearing a cavern entrance, after all. And sound does tend to warp here. But, traveler... Oh, traveler, I wish you could see it. These caverns, do you know what they are called? No? Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't. These caverns are known throughout Degara as the Failed Noct, because the way the stones are folded in on themselves in thick waves makes them look like curling oceans or just squinted out horizons. And the stone itself? A richer array of speckles you'll find nowhere in Virea. Lavenders, crimsons, navies, golds, silvers, splattered in tiny speckles, streaks, and patterns. Not to mention the labyrinthine complex that spreads as far as the body can wander. You wish to explore them? Wonderful! I merely thought to bring you to the entrance and enlighten you as to their history, but to know that I may guide you? You are becoming one of my favorite people, and I have only ever held regard for the rats living in the cupboard. The ones living in the wine cellar were far too nasty, and the other acolytes were themselves pleasant, but often found my ramblings annoying, so it is a joy to find someone who enjoys my talking. Do you wish to hire a guide? I know somewhere along the path there lies an outpost for travelers. Oh? Why do I not lead you? Do you think I have had time to map out every route within these halls, within my monastic duties? Well, luckily for you, I have, and I have it all memorized as well. I was just hoping you'd say no on the off chance that you'd ask me to do it instead. I've never had friends. I really don't know what the protocol is. What? Oh, come on, you don't believe me? My memory is like a lizard's, quick and intelligent. Come, I'll show you exactly how much I recall. Right this way, on your head. The pointy, sharp stick thingies that will cut your forehead are hanging around somewhere. Oh, here we are. These series of paths here that curl around the limestone pillars, themselves which corkscrew in the patterns of the water running from above. They were carved over 500 years ago during the reign of His Holiness Rock Melios I. They were made to ease the travels of those coming from the eastern seas, who would have been unused to the rocky terrain of the valleys below. Lately, though, it's been mostly used for pilgrimages to the monastery, as the echolocation of the cavern walls is perfect for the chantings of religious dirges, because the sound just bounces for miles and miles and takes on this almost deep, resonant quality. It is quite unusual, and I quite highly recommend you try it whenever you feel that we are done with our tour later this evening. The darkness. It is lit here by the sundra mosses underneath our feet. It also serves to make travelers somewhat entranced and sleepy. Sometimes it even breaks through their thoughts to find a solution to some grand problem. How? So I don't know. Perhaps the light activates something inside of the brain. I am no doctor. I could not hope to understand. It was rumored that the great poet Alma wrote her famed accolades here, though the truth of such claims is limited at best, seeing that those papers were published at least 3 decades before the first of the tunnels had been fully mined. Did you know, traveler? They had to bring in special tools from the capital, worked steel from the forges, to complete the work, as the stone here is remarkably pliable, but it is not easily removed from its surroundings without the rest of it collapsing in and sinking in on itself. You wonder how I come to know so much if all I did was explore? I did more than just explore, traveler. Head priest Melchior was a man who believed in learning, and he offered us all the perusal of his library and the library of the town itself when we ran out of books to read in the catacombs. One of my favorite books was the history of Virea, written by a monk of our very own order, the learned Cheru Dasta, saint of the serpent star. He was very wise, but he died long before I came to the monastery, so I have only ever seen him in paintings and in books written about his life. He was a great pacifist, you know. He advocated for the education of everyone in Virea. He was ridiculed for his thoughts, and so he turned to the monastic life to better hope that he could help those who would not listen to him when he was just a poor iron worker. At least this is the story that I have always heard. I do not know the whole truth of it. Some days I wish I did. It would have been fascinating to meet him. How many hours did I spend wandering these passages with that tome? Too many, judging the punishments I received for skipping my cleaning duties. But these caves are just so fascinating. Like, here, for instance. Here, give me your hand. Can you not feel them? Yes. Delightful, aren't they? These stones bear small divots and striations in them that to the eye are smooth, but to the fingers they are deep holes into which you can press as far as your arm can hope to stretch. It is not like the surrounding stone. It is almost like mud, but it does not stick to your skin when you pull it out. It is quite strange. I do not know if this substance, if it has a name. And there! Do you see? Past where the warmth of the sun, it fades into the darkness. There grows a patch of mushrooms whose sole purpose is to shelter small Torgolans. Little puffs of fur and scale, all wrapped up in a neat, compact little bowl. If we are quiet, we may see a nest of them, but we must move slow. They are shy creatures. Granted, I've only ever seen them twice in my entire discoveries of these caverns. They are remarkable. With turtle shells upon their back, and furry limbs for little legs like those of an anteater, or perhaps, I guess saying a badger would be more apt thing to say, but their face is that of a little bat, and not just any bat, but a bat that eats the fruit of the bark of all the trees in which they nest. Those cute little guys with the small curved fangs, those guys. They are the most precious creatures you've ever seen. But if we pass under... Forgive me. Oh, traveler, thank you. My foot went through some thinner rock and landed me shin deep into this trusted pool. Just a moment, and I'll be right out. Cursed rocks, let me loose. What? You want me to stop smashing them? Why? What does it matter? If I do not get out of here, who knows what could... Yes, if you must know, I am currently inside of a pool of water. At least it looks like water. Yes, they're all small rocks at the bottom. What are you so excited for all of a sudden? Have you gone mad? They are just a bunch of rocks. What's so special? Jewels? You think I have found jewels? Impossible. These caverns have been stripped of all the ores by travelers and businessmen. The chances of these pebbles being valuable is truly very small. But if you believe them to be worthwhile, I shall place them into my satchel. I think I have had enough of these caves for the time being. Help me out of here, will you? Oh, goodness. That is the last time I go through caves without a rope. I've never fallen through before, though. I am soaked to the bone. What do you say we make camp here for the night, and then we shall go to town in the morning, to barter where and when we can? Excellent. I knew you would agree. Just let me scout out a little first. I don't want either of us to go tumbling in the dark again. Even with the moss lighting the way, there's no guarantee there won't be more of those tricky holes. Yes. There. That patch of sunlight. That looks like an acceptable spot. What do you say, traveler? Perfect. All right. Let us go then. And this time, you'll be the one cooking the food. It's only fair. I cooked last time. But I suppose I could help.